the Unwavering German. In Germany, around 60% of solar and wind power generation is owned by local stakeholders such as citizens and farmers. As a result, installation methods that would make residents uncomfortable will not be used. Also, because they benefit themselves, there are fewer complaints. Locally owned renewable energy brings both money and jobs locally. However, in Japan, most large companies located in urban areas establish these systems for their own profit, although they say they are contributing to society, so there is little money going to local communities. Actively introducing highly variable renewable energy, such as wind and solar power generation, may make it difficult to balance supply and demand. As a countermeasure to this, it is possible to flexibly respond by wide area control of distributed power generation at businesses and homes, electricity storage using EVs, and heat storage using high-efficiency heat pumps. Germany has a plan to convert 80% of its cars to EVs by 2030. If there are 125,000 EVs, their maximum output is equivalent to one large nuclear power plant. By adjusting the number of operating units, it is possible to flexibly adjust the output to match the output of renewable energy. In Germany, solar power generation and wind power generation are considered as the most basic power sources, and the next step is to calculate the power shortage and make up for the shortage with biomass. The base power source is renewable energy. When the base power source lacks, the current order is to supplement it with firepower. This idea is the same in Hawaii, which is aiming for 100% renewable energy. Furthermore, if there is a surplus of renewable energy generation, the electricity bill will be reduced to a negative value. This means that you can earn money by using electricity. It is easier to reduce electricity costs than installing many storage batteries. On the other hand, if the amount of renewable energy generated is low, it would be better to ask them to save electricity. These findings show that the exchange of energy through information is important. When the proportion of renewable energy is relatively small, feed-in tariff system is appropriate because the priority is to spread it, but as the proportion of renewable energy increases, this system becomes inappropriate. Therefore, Germany has shifted to a system called FIP, feed-in premium, when the ratio exceeds 30%. Rather than purchasing electricity at a fixed price, this system determines the price of electricity generated from renewable energy, which is subject to fluctuations on the spot market. This way, it will be cheaper when there is a lot of electricity generated, and more expensive when it is less. A premium difference is then paid on the average value of the fluctuating prices. With this system, it is possible to make money by using storage batteries to buy when the price is low and sell when the price is high. This market mechanism provides the ability to adjust supply and demand. Sonnen, a venture company, is developing a business using storage batteries of about 2.5 to 5 kilowatt-hours. Using IoT technology, the company's storage batteries installed across the country are communicating with each other. As a result, they have succeeded in smoothing out regional variations in weather, such as cloudy days and sunny days. However, this market mechanism requires consideration, such as excluding people in hospitals and on ventilators. Currently in Germany, many thermal power plants are in operation to supplement renewable energy, and unfortunately, we have to say that they are only halfway there. However, the new government that took office in 2021 brought forward the 2038 phase-out of coal-fired power generation to 2030. Furthermore, the country's nuclear phase-out policy, which included the decommissioning of 17 nuclear power plants by 2022, was reaching its final stage. The remaining 6 nuclear power plants were scheduled to be shut down by the end of 2022. The phase-out of nuclear power generation coincided with the period when the German economy was said to be on its own due to its huge current account surplus, so at least it did not have a devastating impact on the economy. The retail price of household electricity rose by more than 30% from 2010 to 2020 due to the heavy levies added to electricity prices to buy renewable energy at high prices. Because rising electricity costs due to the introduction of renewable energy would have a negative impact on industry, the government also reduced electricity costs for large companies that should not reduce their international competitiveness. However, due to technological innovations, the cost of renewable energy continues to fall, and there are signs that electricity rates, which are a major concern, will also come down. Industry also seemed to be beginning to believe that renewable energy would be a cheaper technology in the long run than conventional power generation. All eyes were on the world as to when the last remaining supply of natural gas from Russia would be cut off. Although there was international criticism that the introduction of renewable energy was actually increasing carbon dioxide emissions, Germans remained unwavering and steadily pushed forward on the path to renewable energy. They were looking not at the current situation, but at a far future. Furthermore, while the young people who will lead the next generation have high hopes for renewable energy as the energy of the future, they also believe that energy conservation is important. Rather than simply calling for the abolition of coal-fired power, the government was considering a gentle transition to the next energy source while considering the risks. These are the effects of thorough energy education. Currently, discussions in Japan end up focusing on power sources, and do not go as far as increasing the number of EVs or improving the insulation of buildings. It is also worrisome that local ownership of renewable energy, which is important for widespread use, is not being considered. The above is a story of Germany's smooth decarbonization by 2021. The situation changed dramatically with Russia's invasion of Ukraine in March 2022. Facing the crisis of natural gas cutoffs from Russia, Germany was forced to postpone decarbonization to prioritize a stable supply of electricity. In late March, Germany's largest electric power company, RWE, began considering restarting coal-fired power plants that had been shut down or extending the operation of power plants that had been scheduled for shutdown. However, in early April, the European Union (EU) imposed an embargo on Russian coal as part of additional sanctions, causing some headwinds as some of Germany's coal-fired power plants were forced to shut down. Many people seem to wish they could switch to renewable energy sooner. However, the Germans remained steadfast in the face of fluctuating energy prices shown in above figure of Germany electricity spot prices, Euro/MWH. The renewable energy ratio in 2023 is expected to reach 52%, an increase of 5 points from the previous year, and exceed 50% for the first time. Furthermore, the goal is to increase this to 80% by 2030 and almost 100% by 2035, and the ratio of renewable energy is rapidly increasing as the cost of solar power generation and wind power generation, which are the base power sources, decreases. The last 3 reactors were shut down on April 15, 2023, marking the end of more than 60 years of nuclear power generation history.